one question that you should only seldom ask is why? And a question you should never ask is why not? Let me see if I can explain that. The question why is only at the beginning of something. Why would we start this foundation? Why am I going to a retreat? Why do we have this relationship? Why would I want to go out with you again? Why? So you do that at the beginning of something. When you're halfway a retreat, don't say, why am I on a retreat? That's too late. You are on the retreat. Why did I start this foundation? It's too late. You are already in the foundation. So other questions are much more important. Except for in the beginning, why really is some kind of negative, I don't know, negative is a good word, but some kind of puts the brake on it. Well, why did I do this? Why am I doing this video now? I am doing this video now. It's too late to ask why. So there's other questions that I will show in a second. The question why not is really not a good one. It's like proving the negative. Why am I not? And then who knows why not? There's 1,000 reasons why not. And if you know 300 of them, you find 2 more. And then you're going to blame those reasons for why you're not? So why not is first of all, it's unlimited, the reasons why something is not. Right? If I would give a class or if I would give a lecture and I say, well, it is not, I stop myself in the tracks because it's a lot of things that it is not. Am I clear with this? So the not is a killer. It's the kiss of death for questioning mind. So why not is really not helpful at all. So at the beginning of a project, you ask why. Let me show you maybe a helpful scheme for this. I will try to give you an overview of some questions that may help you. I think they especially help at work. It's not like your life can be so systematically broken down, but at work it's easier to do that. Also remember, I can't say it enough, that when you ask a question and you give an answer, you have to question the answer. Your answer needs to be original. Do not say anything you already told yourself or others before, because you know where it will end up. So you need to find a fresh answer. And one way that helps is if you talk before you think. So almost like automatic. The bottom line is, we're not after the answer, we're after the precise question. If the question is really precise, and of course, very genuine, then it dissolves. And you know it. You say, ah, yeah, I remember, or yes, now I know. Aha, now I know. You will relax, the face is lighter, sometimes a smile. The body will give you feedback if your question is a good one. You can sense, if it's a good question, your body will begin to flow, to rush more. You might get goosebumps. You feel you're onto something. So if nothing is happening, it means you're in your head and you're not really in it. So sink down, make the question simple. So there is a simple structure that might help you. And we're using the basic mandala structure for that. So at the beginning of your endeavor, ask why. Why do we want to do this? If you skip this, you have later trouble, because this will give you the mission. This will give you this. This is kind of the beginning of the seed sprouting. So like the seed might be, I want to help others. I want to work on human development. I want to make whatever it is. I want to write a book. I want to write a book about something. And why? And then it starts to take shape. So why is a good question. Why you ask in the beginning of a process. Once you start it, forget about this, because it will be confusing. Then, for those of you who have studied already with us on the mandala structure, then you go to the south of the mandala, which is what? What? What is next? What are we doing? And then it is how. How. And there's a connection between why and how. And the how is very much giving shape to the why. So the what starts it. What is next? What do we need to do now? What's the first thing to do? Once you start it, Once you have asked what and you have started, then ask how can we improve it? Right? If there are communication difficulties, you don't need to say, why do we need to communicate? That's already clear. What do we communicate? Well, that's whatever it is we're communicating. That's already clear, or the specific message. But how are we going to make the communication smooth? How do I want to go from here to there? This has very much to do with giving it quality. This is getting going. And this is refining it, how to do it right, how to do it better. And then finally, there is the when. And the when is really important. You can just play with it in your questioning mind. When somebody says, oh yes, I really would like to do this and that, and you say, okay, when? And that always stops them in the tracks. Oh yeah, I forgot, when? Because this really can get you going beautifully, inspiration, and you can sail. But this nails it down. So there's a connection between why and how. This is like the east-west axle in the mandala, and this is the south-north. The when brings everything together. It makes everything flowing. It distributes everything. Of course, there are other questions, like where, but these ones really get you going. So when somebody starts to uncover a difficulty, trying to make it smoother, try to use these questions. If you say, what's really important to you, then you are kind of gravitating towards here. But whatever is important to you, how are you going to do this? And then, when do you start? When do you start? Finally, in this overview, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I need in order to do the what, the how, and the when? So is there anything that you need? And what is it? What are the conditions? What are the conditions? How am I going to go about finding the conditions? Well, you have a good answer, but when do you start? This is always when do you start. This gets everything going. So if you're on a one-day retreat in Oxford, maybe these questions are not exactly the right ones, but this is the scheme that you can start practicing. So in our program of Questioning Mind, Inner Knowing, we really do two things. We awaken the body, the presence. We make this open and clear so that we have access to all information. That's number one. And then two, how do you get access to inner knowing? It's through questioning mind. It's really the only way that gives you the power to utilize your inner knowing. So number one is body awareness. Clear the site, open the space that is here, that is the site for suffering and frustration or happiness and joy. This space needs to be open and clear. Then the inner knowing is freely flowing, or rather life is flowing freely. And as we feel the inner freedom, we have access to knowing. Now, the question is like the key or the corkscrew. What's important for me now? What should I not forget? What is it that I'm neglecting? So please develop both body awareness, and then the 6 gates of awareness, and 2, the questioning mind. No agenda, just open questions, and only the authentic one, the true ones, the genuine ones, the ones that are meaningful for you. They're very, very hard to ask, and you so much want an answer, but believe this process. If you go further in and in and in, it's there. Suddenly you realize your body was already carrying this knowledge. We are a wisdom body. Good luck.